come. The intro is an old outro, and we're going to be talking about in this first episode songs that have been previously released under a different name and have been re-released under my name. Confused? I'm going to do the best I can to explain what the purpose is, two sides of the same song. And not only am I going to do that, I'm going to explain reasons around a really, really creative, I'm going to use the word because it came to me, splurt, if you like, a real period of time. I'm probably thinking 6-7 years ago, maybe fractionally longer, where I began to release music under 5 different names. Now, some of that, of course, was in collaboration with others. It wasn't all me. In no particular order, let me give you an insight into maybe things that you wouldn't have known and names you wouldn't have known. Of course, in no particular order, Ray Coates. I've released music for the last several years under my name. Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. You can see an interesting graphic behind me. And literally, I am behind me. That's not scary at all, is it? But I did release music, you can see on the right side, with a slightly more fragmented imagery there. Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. I also released with Graham Kite, Minstrel and Bard. We released several songs together under the name Minstrel and Bard. The Architects, more about that coming in the future. Myself and Mark Walker. Now, Mark has been across everything I've done. Music released under my name. We've worked together. We have collaborated together as well on many projects. And the Architects specifically was me and Mark. Then, Who is Dan? Now, sadly, I'm not going to go into any detail, but the Who is Dan music isn't out in the public domain anymore. Myself and Rob Fox, Udea Gaze, that's a recent creative exploration and continuing. So at the moment, I'm releasing music under 2 entity names or one that I'm part of. 1, Ray Coates, 2, Udea Gaze. And I'm not saying that in any order, by the way. Those are the 2 means that I am releasing music through at the moment, that I have some creative part within. So why did I do what I did back then? Why did I have these 5? Put it there. These 5. I'm missing fingers. That's clever, isn't it? These 5 different parts of me and things that I was part of. And I think really the simplest and most straightforward answer to that is this. I desire just to create and share so much. Now, within an industry, because I have always been purposeful in what I'm doing, and I have no fear in that at all. I don't only want to create music. I don't just want to create music. I want it to be formed and to be released and ultimately consumed by as many people as possible. We'll come to some of the reasons why in a moment. So therefore, of course, my mind thought, I've got all of this explosion of creativity happening after years of almost keeping that bottled and restricted and restrained. In certain circumstances, I allowed to do that to me as well. Then, the cork popped and loads came out all at the same time. Not my finest moment, but there we are. But that's what happened. And it was incredible and still is. Yet within all of that, of course, was me. I can't maintain I'm going to use the word, even though it's not one I don't feel this way about what I do. I'm not going to be able to maintain the promotion, the expansion, the sharing, if you like, the way of propagating these musical messages to reach as many people as possible. I'm not going to be able to do that with all of these. And I very quickly came to that conclusion. No shame here, no guilt tripping. At times, others didn't have that same energy that I was having in regard to the actual promotion again of what was being created. And that's okay. That's fine. There's no criticism, no shaming or blaming there. But I did. So then I thought, okay, I'm a part of, and in some instances, this is majorly, I would say, myself and Mark Walker throughout everything. Because Mark added, not just added, but contributed, was so generous in offering amazing guitar playing, amazing construction and production of the songs. So I felt, what can I do about what's already been? And those that know me know I will have shared many times bringing the past into the present, using the past as a means for an improved future. Well, I thought, I don't want these songs to disappear. I don't want the people that were involved in them to disappear. And they are an integral part, and the individuals who will be named as we go through 10 songs in particular. So what we're doing is a journey from the original Oversoul and the Architects of Passion songs and the album that has been released, Oversoul, the Reform. So 10 songs that were originally, there are many more, but I've whittled it down to 10 songs. There might be others in the future, possibly, depends on how things go. But 10 songs released under this name that now I've released under my name. And then recently I had the thought, well, wouldn't it be good to compare the original version next to the reformed version? And that's what we're going to do. And through this series in here, you'll catch me in different places listening to the two versions. And I'd, of course, love you to as well. Listen to the two versions and let me know in the comments, are you drawn to one in particular? Now, the difference between the two, I'll be straight with you, is at times not massive. I would love to have a piano version of some of the original Oversoul and the Architect songs, perhaps with a full orchestra, a full string arrangement. Perhaps there might be saxophone, trumpet in certain songs. Just a full orchestra. That's one of my dreams in regard to one of the original songs that I've written. I would love that. Of course, that's time, that's money. But what I wanted to do is, rather than that sitting on a shelf over there, Oversoul and the Architects of Passion, I want to reform. In some instances, I want to rebirth. More of that coming. Because generally, I wrote the lyrics to the majority of the songs that I'm sharing. If I didn't, and in the future if others have, then of course, as always, I will accredit those individuals. Not just in a, by the way, this person wrote the lyrics, also some expression of the incredible influence that had on me, musically and personally. So that's what the journey is. And of course, we have to start at the beginning. What you'll see is the original version with a video. I'm also going to make separate videos I already have, where I will share the first song, for example. I'll name it See, Hear and Speak. That's the first track from Oversoul, the Reform. That's released. I'll say it in an order. Bandcamp, I'm really directing people towards Bandcamp as an independent artist. You go to Bandcamp, you download the albums, believe you me. That's far, far more incredible value in a financially energetic way to me than it would be if you stream in Spotify or YouTube, for example. Yes, the music's available there, and it will always be, because I want to create as much awareness and opportunity to listen to, above all else, with the majority of the songs, the messages that the songs contain. And there's another thing to share. That's why I think, looking back at times, I wasn't hiding, but I was feeling a little bit that certain themes, for example, I've shared this publicly, I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. I wouldn't even say vacating, because I'm not even too sure at the time that I wanted to leave. But because of circumstances and religious bigotry and disgusting behaviour with regard to me, it was untenable to remain. So I'm not anti-religion. I'm not even anti-Jehovah's Witness. I'm not. I feel people need to make incredibly careful decisions, because if ever you want to leave, that's not a comfortable place to be. So Oversoul and the Architects of Passion will come to songs like Theatre of Hypocrisy. That's a message where I thought, it wasn't that I was hiding, I shared. These are songs I've written. But I think in some ways, without knowing it, unknowingly, I was covering behind this slightly fragmented image. Now, and again, ironically, I'll just quickly share this, that I was doing that potentially to try to protect in some ways others. Well, I didn't experience that at all. So I get why I did it. I stand by what I did, because that's what I did at the time. But now, those songs, lyrically particularly, were written by Ray Coates. Musically, in the first instance, by me. Then Mark Walker, wow, added incredible depth and dimension to what's been created, and still does. So it's a journey. Things will come out. You'll notice I actually listened earlier today. You'll see me in a little window in the middle of the videos that you're just about to watch. And I'll put them directly next to each other. So you will see, see, hear and speak. The previous released version, that works. Other way around, sorry. Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. I think I might have done that earlier as well, never mind. You'll get me. The previously released version, Oversoul and the Architects of Passion, I think, I should have checked this out. Let me have a quick look. I think it was released originally from the album Stop the Earth from Weeping. Let's just quickly dive into Spotify. This is genuinely not planned. I haven't got my glasses on either. Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. Let's go there. Let's see more. There's a few albums. See discography. Stop the Earth from Weeping. Yep, that's it. Year of release. That was officially 6th of May 2022. So Stop the Earth from Weeping, I would have put an image here, was released, that's well over 4 years ago, originally. Okay, so that's where the first version of See, Hear and Speak would have been, and still is. Recently, ironically, May of this year, 2026, 4 years later, the album Oversoul the Reform, Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. The first track is See, Hear and Speak, and it's a reformed version. So let me go over to those two videos next to each other now, the two songs next to each other. Let me know which one stands out to you the most. Version A, which is Oversoul and the Architects of Passion, from the album Stop the Earth from Weeping, originally. Or option B, See, Hear and Speak, from the album Oversoul the reform. I'll talk a little bit about where the song came from, the original idea of the song, and a little bit of emotion that I had earlier with listening to the new version. So let's check them out next to each other right now.
No evil, you need to know evil to truth see. Unbelief we must reconcile, see, hear and speak. No greater cause than to let the secret of love's light leak. Pause no more, open the truth and cry out, see, hear and speak. No blind light to lose your way, no deaf ear to truth today. No voiceless heart, let me hear you say, see, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. See, you need to see evil to save the meek. Love, be, live, go the extra mile. See, hear and speak. No cause greater than to sing one voice, we are one. Love is strong, is never weak. Hear liberty, see divine hope, open up and cry out. No blind light to lose your way, no deaf ear to truth today. No voiceless heart, let me hear you say, see, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. See, no deaf ear to truth today. And speak. See, no cause greater than to sing. One voice we are one. See, love is strong, is never weak. And speak. See, no deaf ear to truth today. And speak. Love is strong. It's never weak. Come together now. See today, hear and speak. See today, hear today and speak. It's time to come together. See today, hear today and speak. Let me hear you sing now. See, hear and speak. See today, hear today and speak. See today, hear today and speak. together now. No evil, you need to know evil to truth seek. Unbelief we must reconcile. See, hear and speak. No greater cause than to let the secret of love's light leak. Unpause no more, open the truth and cry out. See, hear and speak. No blind light to lose your way. No deaf ear to truth today. No voiceless heart, let me hear you say. See, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. See evil, you need to see evil to save the meek. Love, believe, go the extra mile. See, hear and speak. No cause greater than to sin. One voice, we are one. Love is strong, it's never weak. Hear liberty, see divine hope. Open up and cry out. See, hear and speak. No blind light to lose your way. No deaf ear to truth today. No voiceless heart, let me hear you say. See, hear and speak. See, hear and speak. It's time to come together now. No deaf ear to truth today. It's time to come together now. It's time to I found my voice today. Let me see through your eyes. It's time to come together now. Let me see through your eyes today. See, hear and speak. Love is strong, it's never weak. It's time to come together now. The Three Wise Monkeys. Wow. Yeah. See, hear and speak.
You possibly saw at the end as I'm sat in the car It was a between moment. A lot of my life is a between moment where I was just about to start work this morning. I think about 7:30, 7:45, I arrived in Manchester. It's about an hour journey from where I'm living in Blackpool now. And I became aware that the person I was going to go out in a van with, I deliver driver training, advanced training, was going to be slightly delayed. So then I thought, because of the day I've got, which is between, how could I make the most of that? What I can do is I'll watch the two videos, listen to the two versions of the songs side by side, two sides of the same song, while I'm sat in the car waiting. The thing I hadn't prepared myself for was the emotion, and you may have noticed that at the end of the most recent version. And why did that happen? Where the song came from. And the song was the feeling of the massive majority, the many people that daily go unseen and unheard. And in the past, and even at times now, I'm one of them. But definitely in the past, I've experienced that acutely with deep religious trauma, which is difficult for some people who've never experienced that to understand, and still do. Still have experiences around that personally. And the most recent example, this is the bit where I'm feeling the emotion again, is what Mark had offered in a very gently, slightly different way. And the outro music, the outro guitar, we decided we wanted to just let that signature ring out. You'll also notice the second version, the most recent version, is fractionally condensed. I had a little bit of a tendency, you'll hear me say this again, ironically, to really, really want to make the point land, which I'm not even faulting that, by the way, because I know where the strong desire comes from. And at the heart and center of See, Hear and Speak was the very, very popular phrase, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, which is where the three monkeys come from, the three wise monkeys. And that for me is a really, really pernicious, there's a good word, pernicious, insidious, evil thought. Because I actually feel misused, manipulated, which often it would be, and within religion, tragically, it's a way of getting people to turn a blind eye. And I felt strongly I didn't want that to be promoted. So I wanted to create an antidote to it. No, don't see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. See, hear, and speak. And at times, unfortunately, about evil. There are people who are a threat and corrupt and abusive, and often they're in positions of power. That's where the song came from. I want to give a shout out. I hadn't majorly planned this, but check out the first track. That's not part of the comparison here, by the way. Check out the first track from Inside of Me. That album was released last year, The Forgetful Thief. That's where more I'm stepping into. I'm not afraid of my name being attached to some very, very strong, outspoken emotions. Because the inhumanity that humanity experiences at the hands of belief systems at times is despicable, detestable. So it's completely wrong and it shouldn't be allowed. And I feel it's also a major cause of mental health issues. So therefore it should be talked about because it's not something to keep quiet. So I started feeling that emotion. The lyric that was added, you may notice in I Found My Voice Today. I found my voice today. that is an arrival from the difference between 4 years ago and now. I have, and I still am. And that feeling of let me hear you say. So everybody else, this idea of the thought of this collection is a very powerful thing, isn't it? You know, anthems can be sung that don't speak for the individuals that are singing them. I'm not going to go any further than that at this time. Yet they can be very, very emotional experiences. But I'm talking about a different kind of tribalism. The tribalism that I'm sharing is one that undeniably exists. Whether you're a creationist, you believe in God, you're an evolutionist, atheist, agnostic, whatever, you know, whatever ist or ism it is, the one thing that we are is human, undeniably, in our very being. In this, we're made up of the same, effectively, sum of parts. Yes, there are differences within that, different skin color, different culture. Yet even that, for me, culture is something that is beyond being human. We can have a different human experience within culture, but ultimately we bring it down to its bare bones, if you like. That's it. That's it. The stuff that we are, the makeup of us is human. And that's something that will come through a lot, and you'll see that in these comparisons of songs. So I'm really interested to know. Thank you for listening. Comparison is a subject matter of my longer running podcast series, which is Being Human with You. And episode 16 was talking about comparison. Episode 15 really opened up into talking about healing. So I'm going to call it there. I'm hoping that intro, which was very, very short, that it may actually have a new piece of future music. And at the moment, I'm not going to say any more than that because it might not have. But if it does, I'll talk more in the future about boarding the future. I'm also going to play out, I said track 1 from the album Inside of Me. It's got nothing to do with See, Hear and Speak in regard to any comparison, but I'll play it at the end. It's a play on the nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty. So that will be some outro music. I look forward to being with you very soon. This series will continue, and we will pick up next time with the second track from Oversoul the Reform, released May of this year. Verses, to some degree, Prism, released Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. And I'm sure, like See, Hear and Speak, that was released from the album Stop the Earth from Weeping in 2022. Two sides of the same song. Let me know in the comments, which did you prefer? The first See, Hear and Speak, the original, or the reformed version? I look forward to your comments, sharing this across social media, everywhere. Much is coming. And as I often say at the end of the podcast, and I mean it from the heart, keep being the amazing human being that you are, and keep being seen, keep being heard, keep speaking. Because if you're made to feel otherwise and you're shut down constantly, then you're not with the right people. And the right people are out there. And we need to create a groundswell back to being human, an earth rising of humanity, being together. You can have your belief system, fine, that's not permission. You can have it, but it's separate to who we are as human beings. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.
And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. lie to make a truth. You shed a tear to gain some proof. You led a child to lose belief. You fed a lie, forgetful thief. You took my name, dragged it through the mud. You painted me with my own blood. You led my child in false belief. You grew the lie, forgetful thief. And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. You created God to feed your truth. You hated us, righteous and loose. You led the children to lose belief. You fought your life, forgetful thief. And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. You saturated minds, made heaven a hell, played damsel in distress and did it well. Profited from my demise, led a child to see through your eyes. And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again.